What is up, everyone? My name is Chris from Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Today, I am here to talk to you guys about the Anchor app. If you haven't heard about the Anchor app is the easiest way for you to make a podcast. Just like I did, you can create your very own podcast. The best thing about the Anchor app is, number one, it's completely 100% free to use. Number two, it is really easy to use. So if you're not good with technology, like my producer Lena here, this app is perfect for you. Number three, the app is available for download from your app store. The Anchor app provides certain tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. This means that additional recording software is not needed. Get it out of here. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other platforms. Best part is you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So guys, open your app store, download the free Anchor app today, or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, everybody? You're tuned in to the Conversing with Chris podcast. Check us out on Spotify, Anchor app, or Google Podcasts. Also, guys, go to the Facebook page. If you search under pages on Facebook, Conversing with Chris, the podcast, you'll see our page there. Make sure to give us a like, give us a share. Thank you guys for your support. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I forgot her water. Sorry. I forgot her water.
Just grab some
right here in the fridge. Okay, guys, what's up, everybody? I forgot my cousin Brianne's water because I was more occupied with the beer.
The beer, man.
Yeah,
it's the beer.
That's truth. That's the truth. So, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Conversing with Chris podcast. This is episode number 12. Today is January 22nd. It is 6:30 p.m. on a beautiful Wednesday night here in El Paso, Texas. Today, I'm joined by my homie Joe. He goes by Joe Memes.
Joe Memes is what they call me, yes. Meme Lord.
Meme Lord. So I'm joined by him today. I also have my cousin Brianne. She's hanging out in the background with Lena. Say what's up, guys.
Hey, what's up?
So what's up, Joe? How you been, dude?
I've been good, man. How about yourself?
Been pretty good, man. Just been chilling. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. I know me and you go like back to like middle school days.
6th grade at Lincoln days, yep.
Yeah. So we'll get into that a little bit. Later. So real quick, if you just want to introduce yourself, tell everyone your name, give us some thoughts on this podcast that we're on right now.
Hey, everybody. My name is Joe Memes. My last name is Murillo. Born and raised here from El Paso on the west side. Chuco strong. I like this podcast. I like the idea of, interviewing different people and having their point of view on, subjects and see how their mind works and stuff. I think it's pretty awesome. Been wanting to do it for a while now.
All right, dude. So first things first, I want to thank you for joining me on the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for taking time out of your busy work week to sit and do a podcast with me. I really do appreciate that. Brianne, thank you for coming too. With that said, let's kick off episode number 12. I'm going to crack this beer. There you go.
There you go.
Cheers to Joe.
Cheers. I already cracked mine.
Look at
Might
that.
be.
That rhymed. Look at that.
There you go.
All right, dude. So let's get into this. So Me and Joe went to Lincoln Middle School circa, what was this?
I was 2003, 2000. No,
Early 2000s, dude.
no, because I went into high school at Franklin 2005, going into
Yeah,
2006,
so
so about 2002.
So we were the same age because you graduated 09, right?
09, correct.
Okay,
Go
so
Cougars.
okay, we'll get into that too. Anyway, so shit, dude, I remember like my first like memory of you was just like you were just like a tall, lengthy kid with glasses.
Nerdy.
Yeah,
Looking like Harry Potter. You're
Yeah.
a wizard, Harry.
I don't know if you're looking like Harry Potter, but you were looking kind of funny.
A little funky. I still am.
Yeah,
I still am. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Everybody has laughing because she
But-
knows it's true.
But even myself, you know, we all
Went through that little pre-puberty stage where like your voice is crackling.
Yeah.
No, I remember it. First time I remember you was just hanging out with Ryan Robinson, actually. Shout out to Ryan.
Oh, shout out my boy Ryan.
And, playing football with, I don't know if you remember Parker.
Yeah, dude, Parker.
Misa Chicha.
Misa,
Shout out Misa.
Shout out. What did they call him? Church back in the day.
Yeah, Misa.
Yeah, back in the day, like some when I met him. Well, not when I met him. Well, obviously when I met him, they called him Church. And then like later on in life, somebody was like, "His name is Misael." And I was like, "No, it's not, dude."
I didn't know that till Franklin.
I was like, "It's not. It's Church." Like
It's Church.
You're lying to me. And then obviously Church was just some
And then
short
I met
name.
this
Yeah.
dude- well, I met that dude working at Sunland, so I was tripping out hard because I'm like, how do you know this guy? How do you know this guy? I had known him without meeting him through him.
oh,
And then I was
okay.
thrown off because he was calling him by the other name. So I was like,
Misael.
no, it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, you
It's
guys.
Church.
Yeah, I was like, you don't even know him. Like his name is Church.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
You don't even know.
You get like I was like,
He's
yeah,
like,
like
really? Your boyfriend's Chris? I'm like, yes, I promise. And then Jamie confirmed too.
yeah, dude. So yeah, I remember playing like football back in the day. Like
Yeah.
Misa, Church,
Blue.
Parker, Blue, my cousin
Blue,
Blue.
yeah.
Shout out to Blue. Second straight appearance on the podcast for Blue. Second time we're shouting him out.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, we used to go hard back in the day and play little pickup football games.
Yeah, right there on the basketball
on
courts.
the basketball courts. Yep, we would get down.
Yeah.
I thought Lincoln was pretty. It was a pretty cool middle.
I liked
school.
it. I learned a lot, got along with all the cholos. So
Yeah, dude.
they'd be like, "You're a rocker, huh, fool?" And I was like, "I'm a skater, but yeah, what's up?" They're like, "Hey, you cool, dude?" So
It wasn't as ratchet as like Moorhead though, because I hear some stories from Moorhead, and I'm like, bro, you kids were fucking terrible, bro.
I can imagine. I mean, you have the Jackies right there. I mean, they're trying to revive the area with all the stuff they're building on there. But I mean, Moorhead's always going to be Moorhead.
Yeah, dude. I was like, God, you guys have no discipline. Like your parents really don't care how you guys behave.
Yeah. No, yeah, they didn't care. Straight cholos.
Yeah. What I liked about Lincoln was it had like so much like open area
Yeah,
for no
like,
reason.
you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, people would just go out to like
All the
hang
way in
out-
the corner.
hang
where
out in the
trees
corner.
were,
Yeah,
just-
dude.
They
And
go
just
to,
like
whatever they were doing.
whatever they were
By the
doing,
bleachers, by the
Fucking-
tennis courts,
whatever cigarettes or
by the portables. Yeah, whatever they were smoking,
whatever they
all
were
that
smoking
stuff.
on back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
Good
out to
times.
Lincoln, bro.
Yeah,
It's
good
still around,
times.
dude, and they're actually like doing some like new renovations to
They're
it.
adding
So,
to it because it was pretty old when I went.
yeah, dude, it was a little run
They
down
had
back
the little
in the
blue
day.
tiles and everything, and then they had the little atrium in the middle with
Yep.
the buildings on the side. Yo, it was shout out to those
Yeah.
good ass days, man.
That was back in the day.
Really good days. Like,
They're really good days, playing wall ball with all the cholos in the morning.
Dude, remember this? Dude, you guys remember the snack bar at Lincoln?
The what?
Yeah.
Oh
Snack
yeah, the
bar?
snack bar with the slushies for
Bro.
$1, red and
Yeah.
blue, and
Mhm.
yeah, red and blue. They had the hot Cheetos with queso.
Yo, that
Oh,
snack
good
bar
days.
was lit. So my grandma used to run the snack bar or work at the snack bar.
I remember.
You see, you
I
remember.
think somebody told me they're like, "Yo, Chris knows the lady," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, dude. So I would walk up, order like 2 hot Cheetos with cheese, like anything I wanted. I would give her like $1, and it was fine. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was-
I should have really hung out with you back
Yeah,
then.
bro. Yeah.
I missed the snack hookup.
Nah, but she would hook me up when I was, on Fridays when I was short, because I'd always get the slushy with the Cheetos and maybe the popcorn with the
With the
with the
jalapenos.
pickle. Yeah, I'd go
Yeah.
all out, and sometimes I was short, like 50 cents for $1. She would come through. So
Aw.
Yo,
shout out
yeah.
to her.
Shout out to grandma. But you see, it was all that shit is better than it was better than eating the shitty
Well, don't get me
cafeteria
wrong,
food.
The morning and the breakfast, they had the pizza. It's slammed, dude. That was a bee's knees right there.
Pizza everywhere.
Or they had the
That's
toast, the toast with the chocolate milk. Like you a little hungry.
I didn't
That would
like the
come through.
pizza there because people would throw like all the
Parmesan.
Parmesan cheese, and the whole fucking place would start smelling
Smell
like feet.
Oh,
And I was just like, dude,
take a shower, Chris.
yeah, I'm not down to eat right now. Like, you guys just ruined pizza for me.
He just has
Like,
a weak stomach, so
Oh,
that's probably
no.
excruciating.
no, but for real, that shit was like,
But I anda con los hot Cheetos with
yeah,
cheese.
yeah, of
Okay.
course, dude. And then like a Powerade or
We had
Gatorade
that
or
too.
something.
Yeah,
on the side.
that was the best, man.
That was it,
especially
dude.
on Fridays or I remember my mom never gave me money for it, but I'd always go to the book fairs and I'd always circle
dude.
stuff I was never gonna get.
Yeah, the book fairs.
And I
were
always
cool.
be like, yo,
Yeah,
You know, my mom came through once, I think, 6th grade. It was for a dinosaur book. I still have it, but that's probably the only thing I ever got because I always liked the cool, expensive little like boxes with the book and the coloring and the
sets and
stickers and the
stuff.
set. You know, I always wanted one of those.
The most
And we had money for it. I don't know why the hell my mom didn't just bust out like the 50, you know. But
She said, "Nah, bro, you're on a
No, you
budget."
she's
gotta
like, you don't
learn.
need that. There's coloring
You're
books at
gonna learn
home.
the
Yeah.
value of money.
I got
right
a thing full of markers for you back at
Yeah,
the
that's
house.
pretty
And a stack
much-
of paper.
There
You
go.
can work with
now.
that.
Yeah.
That's at the dollar store.
Yo,
That's
Nick-
yeah, dollar stores. What
Yeah,
you
dude.
say.
Shout out to Scholastic Book Fairs for
Yeah, that's what it's called.
yeah for furthering the education of young kids at a
Oh,
very
my dumbass.
at a very critical time in their
Yeah.
their
What elementary
development.
did you go to?
Dude, I went to Lindbergh.
Oh,
Where's Limburg?
Well,
down
they
the street, right
it's down the
here.
street, but then they
Oh.
changed it to Mitzi Bond
Mitzi Bond, right?
Elementary
Because the lady
because
died.
our principal died on she died in a car crash on Paisano in a head-on collision going to see one of our students perform at like a district spelling
Oh
bee.
crap! I don't remember that.
Yeah, bro. You know who Julie Pettis?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, like if I remember because I've known her for like my whole
Yeah.
like from like elementary, middle, and high school. She was the one that was in the spelling bee
Who they were gonna go see?
that she was going to go see, and on the way there was an accident, and she got in a head-on collision and passed away. It was
Well,
crazy.
we see. I remember that because I came from Roberts. Shout out Roberts
Oh.
to Lincoln, and I'm from Anthony, so I only went to Roberts for the last half of 4th and 5th grade. But so I didn't really know anything. You know, my dumbass kid was like, "What the hell is Lindbergh?" It was Mitzi Bond. Somebody had mentioned that I thought it was a teacher, but later I realized, or I found out it was the
It was the
principal
actual
that
principal,
died. But
dude.
I didn't even know the details till today.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'll never forget that day. We were like outside for PE, and then like the coaches just called us in, and they just told everybody, and like everyone was like crying and stuff, and like
Oh man,
it was like people just got like there's all these counselors like in case people needed to talk to like
yeah,
but I mean I was like small at the time, so I was like, what the fuck's going
yeah.
on?
No, like now
you know
I
what
feel
I
like
mean?
kids these days are way more soft than we were back then.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. I mean, it comes with the times, but it was kind of just weird to me because I was like, you know, she's your principal, but you don't really have like a relationship to her, but then it means so much to like the school overall. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I guess you reminisce. You're like, damn, like I heard she was cool. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like you kind of just sit back and you think in retrospect, you're like, damn, like one of my principals really died. Like that should
That's
just
pretty
happen.
intense.
Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it kind of just like humbles you and just like makes you realize like,
No,
you know what I
definitely.
mean? Anything could happen at any time.
No, definitely.
So-
Totally agree.
After you went to middle school, you went to Franklin. So I call that the lost years because I
didn't see you. I didn't.
well, because what happened for me was like everybody that went to Lincoln was supposed to eventually go to Franklin. It's like the feeder school, you know? Like you follow that path and then you go to Franklin. Well, for me,
Well, because that's crazy because all of at least most of the people that I hung out with in 8th grade went to Coronado. because
unless
of where
they're
they
the
lived.
rich kids.
Yeah, it was all the
Yes.
white people.
Yes, that was the
It was all the
caveat.
rich
No.
kids that lived here. Like,
Yes.
I don't know.
So, like, yeah, that was the caveat is like everybody who did not live by the country club, like they went to Franklin.
Mm.
All those people, they went to Coronado.
Mm.
So
'Cause-
living where I'm living, I actually should have gotten to Gato but that's another story. So I was still at Lincoln, and then instead of going to Franklin, I switched up and went to Coronado because my older brother went to Coronado.
so it's just tradition.
Well, no, because my older sister went to Franklin, and I was like,
You're torn between the two.
yeah, I was torn. Like I was like being recruited by each side.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, like I did like campus visits and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I
really.
didn't have an option.
Not
All
really.
my rich friends went to Coronado, and of course they were in the Polo Crew, all the white people.
The Polo Crew.
I went to
that nickname.
I went to Franklin, you know, and there's a lot of friends that I still have from middle school, like Gabby Lopez, you guys' cousin Amber went to Lincoln, you know, with all the cholas, and you know, with I think her name was like Giggles or something, I don't know, but you know, they all went to Coronado, you know.
They're the ones that would take those. Well, no offense to anybody,
the baby fat,
but they're the ones that would take those pictures with.
Oh yeah, the pictures with the eyebrows,
and then like that certain color scheme in the back.
And
yeah, with the hearts on it.
Sleepy like Giggles.
Yeah, and then on the back it would say it would say their name with like their like gang name.
Yeah,
or
with their
whatever, nickname. Yeah, I remember that.
They're all throwing up. Yeah, nope.
I think that's authentic to like El Paso.
Yeah, like
I don't think other girls
La
do
Jaina.
that, and maybe in Cali.
Yeah, Cali is probably the closest thing.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Mexicans over there.
And that's about it. Cali and Texas.
But I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad as a race we've kind of moved on from that. I don't really see like.
No, well, I mean, it comes with the times, like you said before.
Like, does anybody have any young Chola friends?
Yes.
I know girls who are gangster.
Do they still do that same thing?
What do you mean?
Like,
Same thing. Pictures?
Not like that, but
those pictures that like.
I know some
You mean
girls
the
are still.
pictures at the the photo with all the stuff in the back.
Yes, that's
No,
what
I haven't seen those in a
you
long
see.
time.
I think those died out.
No, it's because the places that used to have them, like for example, where I grew up, I have a picture of myself with some of my friends.
What was your
real
gangster
honest
name?
with
Like
you.
Giggles?
I didn't have no gangster
That's
name.
Smokey.
I was raised in church and Catholic school, so
Okay,
people fucked
well,
with
hold
me
on.
because I was nice.
Then we're
Yeah.
we're
I was
talking
like
a
a
different
medium.
type of person here, then.
Yeah,
Because the
that's New Mexico gangster.
Yeah.
We don't do that chola.
Yeah.
No.
Cholas
Like
here.
Albuquerque would still have the cholas. I'll give you that. Albuquerque still.
Are
probably
you
has the
kidding me?
cholas.
Do you know how much craziness happens in Albuquerque? Like
Yeah, Albuquerque's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
the
it's bad.
apartments that my mom
Watch
and
your
I
back
used
in
to
the
live in,
505.
3 times in my life has there been shots fired. Like there's fucked up places in every city.
Oh,
including
yeah.
Albuquerque, you know. So
Albuquerque's just the whole city. The whole city's fucked up.
it's
I'm an uncle. My dad lives over there during the week. He travels a lot, but he
it's
says-
different.
and yeah, you know, my uncle, you know, he started off living in the shitty area of Albuquerque, you know, which was entering Albuquerque into Isleta and you know Belen, ghetto as fuck, you know, just
But
Mexican
those
as
are
fuck.
small towns. Those I wouldn't even consider Albuquerque.
And then, I mean, it's the outskirts, like Canutillo, you know. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
It's like
I see what you
so-
mean.
living out in
Yeah.
but
Anthony
then
or
now he
Fabens.
has a fat ass crib in Rio Rancho, which is the Willows of
It's the nicer
Albuquerque.
part.
Yeah, it's a nice part. It's the west side,
Exactly.
you know. But they say
That's
that
where Julio's girlfriend's
there's
from. She lives
a lot
on
of
that
crime
side.
up there. There's a lot of theft, a lot of meth, a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
crazy
fucked
white,
up
just crazy people overall.
New Mexico overall has a huge meth epidemic.
Yeah, when hopefully it changes now that they've trying to push for recreational marijuana.
shit.
Now they have the
That
out
would
of
be ideal.
they have the out of state
Recreational marijuana. In New Mexico.
in New Mexico.
Oh, true.
Because now they have the out of state program for medical card. I have a coworker who got his card, $120. Took him 3 weeks to get here. Now he's, mind you, it's over here by Country Club. It's far. But he
Yeah.
told me, he's like, you guys can go ahead and get a little bit into that. You
Well,
know?
yeah, you don't have to be a resident to
No,
have a card.
And they just passed that
I
this
didn't
past
know
year.
that. That's cool.
And you know, he says that now he knows their schedule. I know on Fridays and Saturdays, $10 G, $10 like wax grams, which is pretty dope. Because any other time it goes up to 15
Well, yeah,
or
it's gonna
20,
be
depending on the flour or with the quality.
different.
He's like, every Saturday and Friday, $10 G's all day, or the
What?
half grams. Yeah, and then he's like, it's some bomb flour. You know, what would you expect from a
Yeah, you would
dispensary?
hope quality for
It better
the price,
be if
but
I'm
that's
paying
not
$10
always the
bucks.
case. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, that's
Well, let's pray. Pray for New Mexico.
well. We'll see. I still think the meth problem's still going to be there.
Oh yeah, I think
because-
it's everywhere. You know.
Well, yeah, it's everywhere. It's in El Paso too, bro.
I don't know anyone. I personally know maybe about a handful of people that I can count on one hand about that do that, or they're known to be doing that. Other than that, you know, I didn't grow up. My friends, we didn't grow up in any of that stuff. You know,
Yeah, I
always
probably
more-
know like 2 guys growing up, and this is like talking till like right now that I knew that ever like
See, I know.
that
like,
mess with that
Partake in that.
stuff.
smokes.
But then, but
Well, but
like,
no.
they just like their life just was not good to begin
to
with.
begin
you
with.
know
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
were just in a dark place.
Yeah, so it was kind of like I don't know. It's pretty crazy, but you never know, man. Some people are just susceptible to things like that
Yeah.
more than others. But yeah, like in New Mexico for sure. I think because like like the state is like poorly educated, one of the like least educated states in America.
Yeah, and they're really lenient on their laws with like when it comes to domestic violence, they're really heavy on that. But when it comes to other crap, they're just like slap on the wrist, and you're just like, whoa.
Yeah. So, but they are progressive in the way like where they are moving forward with like marijuana reform way faster than Texas is.
Oh yeah,
because these guys, this like medical marijuana program has already been like probably for like 2 years
2
now,
years going on 3.
and now they're looking more into like decriminalizing and recreational
because they're seeing all the money that, like, for example, Illinois was the within the past 2 months they legalized it, and now they're
most recent, and then
they're
already reporting
been the best success story.
the sex success story.
But
That
like somewhere like Illinois, they're already seeing the financial benefits just from a small period of time.
Oh, with 12 days, they raised
I mean?
like 20-something million, 23 million. By January 23rd, they were at 23 million.
That's what I think is like, if Texas has any chance to recreationalize or decriminalize, it's going to be based off like the financial gains that they're seeing in other states, because Texas is all about money.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we're a red state.
Well, all they want is the money.
We're a red state, but we want money, and I think that the Republicans are smart enough to realize, like, okay,
they better than all businessmen, all the congressmen.
Like, but at the same time,
well, the thing is their constituents, especially in like East and Central Texas, they're super religious,
super Christian,
super evangelical, and then what that does is it creates this like no drugs, harsh stigma. And they have to. Those are the people that are electing them into office, so they have to bring their views.
But
into
I mean, like I feel like Texas is progressing as a state. I haven't been to Austin. I went to Austin about 2 years ago. Went to ACL, had a blast. Saw Paul McCartney. Thought I'd never see him before he died. I got to catch his. Hey, he actually got down. So shout out to the Beatles and Paul McCartney. But hippie there's a lot of really relaxed people in Austin. I feel like that's kind of traveled into San Angelo. It's college town. Dallas is getting a bit more, open about stuff, and so is Houston, because El Paso, I feel like, is pretty, lenient on stuff and pretty, a little bit more open,
We are, but we're also very still like.
Oh, we're a baby city compared to other cities in Texas.
No, well, we're not a baby city, but we're
a whole meter
because
city.
we're an international city. That's something that a lot of those cities don't have. However, because of that, like, you still see a heavy presence and a heavy enforcement of drug laws here because of the international trade and because the drugs are coming from Mexico. So they have to be tough on it here because we don't have any other choice. Over there, they have a little bit of leniency, especially in Austin.
Oh, in Austin, yeah.
Austin
is, slap on the wrist
Austin is like, they're super liberal. They're super liberal. That's the center of Texas. Everything is like, not everything, but a lot of things are ran from Austin. That's where the state capital is.
A lot of stuff in the nation there's a lot of stuff headquartered in Austin. Especially tech,
there's a lot
Silicon Valley.
They have
Texas leads like in certain things like education. People follow Texas. That's why like the No Child Left Behind and Bush and all that. Like that came from us, and other people are like, oh yeah, like so Texas leads a lot of ways, and people don't realize that
technology.
So big.
We got what's that computer brand? They used to do the Dell's computers started and funded in Austin.
And a lot of corporations, I feel like, want to come here because
too?
we have the least amount of federal.
There's just a Samsung.
Like federal
plant.
doesn't fuck with Texas. Like we're the least amount of federal money that's involved in Texas, right?
Because we have our own.
Well, because
own economy.
No, Texas. Well, yeah, that and Texas, they don't want federal help. Like we are sufficient on our own, and they don't want people fucking with their money. So that's really good because then corporations can come here, establish here because they have loose laws in terms of like
taxes and regulation things.
Exactly, regulations, but I'm talking like emissions. There's the word. You know what I mean? So when you have all these companies coming here, well, it's good and it's bad because they'll fuck up all the pollution here in Texas, but they come here because Texas doesn't want federal regulations. Stay the fuck out of our pockets. Yeah. Stay the fuck out of our policies. We're sufficient on our own.
Well, like Apple has its second, the other one besides in California, but the second biggest campus in Texas, in Austin.
Yep.
So it's either in wherever they're based out of in California, the Silicon Valley, and you have a campus in Austin. That's it. The only two ever in the world. So there's likely a chance where if you get a call, if you have to call customer support, is you're calling Austin.
Calling us.
Yeah.
And I toured it.
Crazy, huh?
I toured it when I went, and I got to eat there, and it's like its own city. It makes UTEP
I
look.
was gonna say
It makes UTEP look like EPCC.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's privately funded.
It's like you said,
they can
it's
make
its
it
own
look like
city.
whatever they
It's
want.
Yeah.
fucking self-sufficient.
Yeah, it is.
Like like ESPN, they have a campus in Bristol, so it's not like just a few studios. It's like
They
a
in
big-
Bristol Connect.
yeah, in Bristol, Connecticut, of all places, dude.
Well, that takes us to
Of all places.
that takes us to Aaron Hernandez.
Well, we'll get into Aaron Hernandez in a little bit, but like
E
ESPN has like an ESPN campus in Bristol where like that's like where if you're gonna go work for ESPN, that's where you go. And
That's
it's,
random.
like it's-
Why? Like is that their studio?
well, that's where some of their studios are, but there's reasoning behind it because like Texas, the state of Connecticut is super laxed on taxing these big corporations. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of Fortune 500 companies in the state of Connecticut that hold their like.
Well, because I heard their tax rates or their tax laws are super chillax. You know,
exactly.
there's no state tax.
So they,
there's a lot of money up there.
Yes. So yeah, dude, there's a lot of money up there. They're not in Bristol, Connecticut for no reason.
No, it
dude.
makes sense. I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like these guys could be wherever they wanted. They're ESPN.
Well, isn't it ESPN owned now? It's
By Disney.
By Disney,
It's
right?
Disney, dude.
Just like they own Fox, they own.
everything.
It's a
Disney.
monopoly for media.
Disney has stupid money. Like
Yeah.
Disney has don't play with me money because we're Disney
Yeah.
World.
Yeah,
And we're Mickey Mouse. We're bigger than anything that you've ever thought you were
Yeah.
gonna be. You know what I mean?
It's one of the most recognizable brands in the
Dude,
world.
yes.
I
Like
also
along
think-
with Coca-Cola, you put a little Mickey Mouse head with
Or the
ears.
D.
Somebody's or yeah,
Maybe
even
D,
that.
Everyone's
Maybe
gonna know
D.
that.
Everybody's gonna
They're
know what it is,
international.
dude.
Brian knows that joke. But anyway,
All right, dude. So we went off tangent again, like always.
Always.
But let's bring it back to normal here. So, I was gonna ask you, what's your current life status right now?
current life status.
What are you doing? What's your career at the moment? What's going on with you?
You know,
let us
everything's
in
good.
on that.
Everything's going good at home. You know, Brianne's my girlfriend. Love that girl very much. Shout out Brianne.
He's dating my cousin, yo.
So you know, we're kind of now we kind of have to get
along.
along. You know, no, I'm just kidding. Me and Chris have gotten along before Brianne, so it's all good.
Yeah, I've known you before. Like,
so you know, so it's
like
cool.
this was even possible.
Yeah, exactly. I would have never thought, you know, but no, everything's good at at home. Trying to get a job at the city, county, anything, water company, electric company.
County. 'Cause they
Anything.
have better benefits
County,
and
yeah.
more days
Well,
off, but
the
city
city's the easiest one to get
City,
into.
you know,
Yeah.
so or even an electric company. I just want something where I can
Career, dude.
career, and
Yeah.
like get I'm almost 30. I turned 29 this year.
Okay.
So like I want to establish myself. Brian, get a house. Move forward with our life together. So I feel like going that route. Because I'm not a school type of guy.
Trades are just as bad.
I'm not gonna go to school. I'm good at school and that, but I just suck at school. It's not my type of thing. I'd rather just work, and take care of the family and do that. How my parents raised me, but that's what I'm trying to do. Where I'm at right now is pretty cool. Work downtown. I get to see Brianne every day during lunch.
Oh, that's
Even if it's
so
for an
cool.
hour, I go back to work. We work like 6 minutes away. We get off at the same time. Well, she usually gets off earlier, which I'm always jealous. But get off at 5. Have our weekends off.
That's
Try
a
to.
good life.
Yeah, so I like her schedule right now. But
the Monday through Friday theater is nice.
it's
Well,
bad.
not
Well,
gonna-
didn't you work this past Saturday? That's what.
No, I didn't.
Or
no.
you work? No.
No, not on Saturday.
When we were out and if you weren't with me?
What do you mean?
Oh.
No, I didn't.
Well, yeah,
work
because I
on
saw
Saturday.
her on. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was
Dude,
Friday.
he was already knocked the fuck
Yeah, I was
out.
already done.
You
Dude.
know
Oh, I thought you
what
worked or
this is?
something.
No, I was
No.
already. We
I
had.
thought he did work because you told me you're like he works early tomorrow, right?
Oh, he worked early today is what I meant.
That day.
Yeah.
We
Because I go to
met
work
at
early at
5:30.
like.
Oh, because it was
Yeah.
Friday, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Friday, and we had already been at Aaron's earlier.
Okay, so we had
So-
gone. We had gone to Aaron's.
We had gone to Aaron's. We were chilling
were
there with
chilling.
all my homies,
Then
fucking
Sam's
Sam,
like,
Rick.
yo, I get off right now at 9. I don't know if you know Sam. And we were like, well, yeah, we're going to go hit up Angry Owl. Sam's all, well, I get off. I want to go. So me, Sam, and him went, because we were with our other friend Rick, but he went to another party. So us three went, we ate, we chilled. Then he dropped us off back because he was done, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
He
Because I
wasn't
saw her
even
and I was like,
texting
I don't know.
anymore.
I don't know if I'm a little drunk or I hit the hooch too much. But I was like,
That's not Chris.
I was like, yo, that ain't Chris. I was like, Brian, Pat. I was like, yo, that's not Chris. Like, I don't know it's not my business, but that's not Chris. Where is Chris?
I told him.
Oh, well, first I was like, is that you? I was like, maybe you have somebody who looks
A
like
twin?
you know,
That's
a
a double.
doppelganger,
I know he
yeah.
looked at me. He's like, hey, isn't that Chris's girlfriend?
I was like, yo, that's Chris's girl.
It is. So
Yeah.
So I was like, yo,
Yeah.
you better go check and see what's up.
I'm
about to call Chris.
Better go check his status.
I had to call. I was like, that's why I texted you. I was like, yo, where you at?
Exactly.
And
you're like, yo, it's
I
messed up.
I was already, like I said, because
I
I
understand.
I had to look out,
No,
watch
I
out.
understand.
yeah, because that was a
I'm not-
long ass day
But
for
I
me.
told him because
So-
I was like, yo,
So
pretty sure they were looking at me. I mean, just letting you know. And he's like, all right, well, I know. Joe texted me. I was like,
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, yo, where you at, dog?
hey, that's what's
Because
up.
at first
I
I thought
appreciate
you were
all
there.
that.
I thought you were in the restaurant, right? So I was like, yo, where you at? Or maybe she had her own car or whatever,
and then time passes and you're all.
I was like,
who
oh
the fuck
shit,
is
this.
dude?
I was like, this asshole's not answering right now. Like, I don't know,
No,
are they okay? Or
I'm telling you, I woke up super early, and then we got off work, and
And
then
once he's been
Rick-
drinking and
Rick-
eats,
Rick came
That's
here.
it, game over.
Rick,
He's sleeping.
yeah, Rick came here, and then we were already drinking. Then we went to Aaron's,
Then we went to Aaron's.
and then we drank more there. Then we went to Angry Owl, drank
But it
more
was
there.
it was early. It was,
Yeah, dude, because
like
That's
10,
what I'm
11?
saying. Yeah.
Rick got here at
It
like
wasn't past
It
12.
was like 10 because I was.
Rick got here at like 4:30,
Right.
and it was just like
It was
right
me and
after
Sam.
that.
We were chilling,
So
and
that
then
was
Jay
it.
shows up, our other friend.
But yeah,
I was
so
like, I'm just letting you know.
but thank you guys
Hey,
for,
well, yeah,
for
I mean,
being,
gotta. I'm sure you.
being my eyes out there.
I'm sure you would do that. I would
Yeah.
hope that you would do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got,
know.
I got eyes out there.
Vice versa,
Yeah.
I got eyes out there in the
It's for
battlefield.
everyone.
Yeah, because that's different.
It's
That's
bro
different.
code. Watch out. You
Yeah.
ask.
No, not
So,
even.
but yeah,
Not even.
so we're gonna. Well, we just went on like a crazy tangent right
I'm
there
so
again.
sorry.
This
Okay.
always
That's
happens.
so funny, but I did.
This
I
just
was
went like we were
Looking at
talking
me
about
like-
like Joe's job, and
And
then
then it went to.
Now
What were you
you're-
on last Friday?
you're cheating.
Yeah.
You're
I was
cheating on
worried,
me with
man.
Sam. It's like my best friend. And like, God bless. What happened? So, anyways,
my
guys,
God.
we're gonna take a little break right now. Joe, you down to stick around for another
I'm
segment?
down. Let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with the Conversing with Chris podcast, episode number 12, featuring Joe Memes. We'll be back, guys,
Joe Memes.
and
Meme Lord.
we are out. Conversing with Chris, rewind. Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's the world-renowned question.
Sandwich.
I've had plenty of debates with people,
I gotta go with yes on this one.
and a hot dog, my guy, is a sandwich. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, I gotta go with you on that one. A hot dog is a yes on this.
Whoever disagrees with me, get on the pod. Let's talk it out.
We'll have a full-on.
discussion.
arguments
We'll break
about
down hot dogs and sandwiches. We'll compare them and
whatever
contrast them.
sandwich you want to throw at us.
Yeah,
We can break it down
I'm
for
gonna
you.
make a PowerPoint presentation about this, man.
Whether or not I'm here, Chris will have that
Yes,
viewpoint.
yes, because I'm tired of this, man. This is something that needs to be addressed throughout the general public, and
Hot
people
dogs.
need to be
For you.
educated.
Sandwiches.
All right, guys, we're back with the Conversing with Chris podcast. This is episode number 12. Make sure you guys go like our Facebook page, Conversing with Chris, the podcast on Facebook. Check out my last episode with my cousin Paticus.
Paticus. Shout
That's-
out Paticus.
Yeah, that one's up right now. It's already streaming. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. You can also check us out Google Podcasts, Spotify, or the Anchor app. Give us a listen, give us a like, give us a share, and shout out to everybody who's been listening. We're going to continue this interview with my friend Joe. I wanted to talk to him on the last podcast we had. We said we were a kid-free environment here on the Conversing with Chris podcast. Today, that has changed because Joe is actually a dad.
I'm a dad. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about who your kid is. Just some things about being a dad, I guess.
Dude, my little boy is my pride and joy. He's the cutest, sweetest little thing. Brian can, she's my witness.
He's adorable.
He's a cutie pie, I'm trying to do my best to raise him, with some good manners. At first, we would call him and he would say what, but now my mom got him to say mande. So, he's progress. He's
That Mexican politeness
there you
coming
go.
in. Yes,
It's gonna
sir.
help him a lot.
Manners doesn't
Yep.
matter the language.
Monday.
And but
Monday.
it sounds more proper in Spanish. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah, it does.
Oh.
Sounds more like from ¿Con qué le puedo ayudar? Mande,
Yeah, how
¿cómo
can I
está?
help
Buenas
you?
tardes. You know, always saying, you know, good morning, good evening. It sounds better. You know, it flows off the tongue. You know, and you know, he turns 4 this year in May 15th. So you know, closer on Mother's Day. Trying to take him out to Disneyland. I know Brianne's mom's birthday is the 16th or the 17th,
18.
and the 18th. Her brother's the 17th. You know, so
Look at you, good shit.
so you know, fun facts. But no, I mean,
Fun
being a
facts.
dad's pretty cool. You know, having to, you know, like raising your kid from right from wrong. You know, I'm still learning. There's no guidebook or any instructions for this. You just kind of do it, take it at day by day. You know, now he knows his months, his days, his numbers, his colors. You know, he's really smart. You know, I think all kids are really smart.
All
But
kids are
Yeah, dude,
scientists.
kids are super smart.
they're
dude.
they're smarter than you think. You
Yeah,
know,
hell
sometimes
yeah.
I feel dumb, and I'm like, damn, how do you know that?
Yeah. No,
Reading a book a
no.
day has statistically proven to have them like better SAT and ACT scores because they know more words, they know more knowledge, they have a better understanding.
And the kids, I feel like kids have a, like, not all kids, I mean, some, you know, every kid's different, but, you know,
Of course, yeah.
at least my kid, he's really aware of his surroundings, you know, about,
Like
like,
spatial awareness.
yes, you know, like,
He's
will,
always like, yo.
you know, you know,
Oh,
we-
good.
you know, like, comprehend stuff that you would think.
What about like problem solving? Would you say he's like cautious or is he kind of daresy? Like,
He's smart. Like, if he needs to do something, he'll get it done without, you know, he'll work at it, and then if not, he'll ask for help.
oh,
Just
okay,
like
that's
everyone, you
cool.
know,
He'll be
but
like, yo, what's.
Yeah,
he attacks it.
self-determination's cool.
He attacks it by himself. He's actually really smart. When, you know, we put the Christmas tree down at my parents' house, he was like, he looked at me. He's like, "Christmas is over, Daddy." And I'm like, you know, how would you know, a 3-year-old
Yeah. He
think
already,
like that?
he
you
already
know?
knows, like, yo, it's over, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, and he
move
tells me
on.
he's like,
Time for the next.
he tells me he's like, I like, or he was telling me the other day, Halloween's my favorite holiday. I was like, why? And he's like, because I get to dress up as a part of
Dude, I think all the kids like
Halloween.
Halloween because they get to always be like
Something, you
Favorite,
something,
know.
like-
yeah, whatever their
They can
favorite thing
pretend to be
is.
someone else
So
for
that's
a whole
pretty
night
cool.
and get candy.
You know,
I
I like dressing up, you know, elementary because I thought it was cool, but you know, they started killing my vibe when they're like, "Oh, no sword or no." Like, and I'm like, man, like fuck y'all, like sorry for the bad word, but like, if I'm a pirate, I want my hook, or
Yeah,
if
of
I'm a
course.
police
I need my
officer, I
sword.
want
I need
my
my
bag, I
gun,
need my
bro.
sword, I
Yeah,
need
of
everything,
course.
you know.
Yeah,
It
dude.
goes with the, you know, I would be there, you know, dressed up as a cop without my baton, like, yo, like, am I a stripper or what?
You're a useless.
Come on,
no, you're a useless cop at that.
yeah, I feel
Like,
like
what
I'm,
are you
hey,
gonna-
I'm top flight security,
Yeah.
Craig. All
What
right,
are you gonna do, dude? Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
you're a rent-a-cop.
I'm a
at that
rent
point.
cop. That's pretty much what it is.
So okay, so if you had to say one thing that's the best thing about being a dad, what would that be?
It'd probably be, you know, spending time with my kid. You know, every time, because I don't have him the whole week, but when I do get him, you know, as soon as I pick him up, he's like, "Daddy," you know, he runs into my arms, he jumps into my arms, you know, he hugs me,
He's
he's like,
my
"I love
guy.
you." Yeah, you know, he loves me, you know. And
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Is it like? Because I mean, obviously the
honestly,
answer is,
it
obviously
probably,
the answer is gonna be like I love to spend time with
honestly,
my kid, but like
honestly, the
what's,
most
like,
favorite thing
one of
would
the-
be
yeah,
is probably like cuddling with him and watching TV.
okay,
He loves to cuddle. He's a cuddler, just like
Yeah.
I am, you know.
Did you know that builds neurons too, though?
So
touch
that's
when
what
they're
I was
young?
that's what
That
I
shit's
was
good.
that's what I was looking for, like an exact thing. Like for example, like when I go pick him up, first thing he does is run and hug me or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was looking for this like exact thing, like because I think like well everybody's gonna say like I said,
yeah.
oh, I love to spend time with my kids, but like.
Not everybody.
Or you know, playing with them, like we
Well, that's like the generic answer.
Yeah, it's
so
generic.
I'm trying to get like deeper than that.
like playtime's fun
You know
with
what I
them. You know, he's super smart. Brianna got him what was it, a monster truck little play set with the actual kinetic sand, and like you build your own little stadium and you
So
build
he's
your
really important
Yeah,
for
dude,
them.
like-
so
like-
he's
Yeah,
smart. He
so
set it
they
up
put
and he
it
knows how
hard.
to. He saw me once how to do it. I mean, I think every kid needs. That's how I'm a
He's
visual
like,
learner. If I see you do it and how you do it, I'll be able to do it faster than
Yeah.
reading a damn manual on it. So I showed him how to do it. And after that, he's like, "No, I got it. And
I
he was
got
making.
this shit, Dad.
He was
Yeah,
making his
yeah,
own
there's, like, a
molds
smarter
with
way
the
of
sand.
learning shit.
Yeah, I was like, you know, he did it his own way. We're like, damn, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
It made me feel dumb. It's either playtime or cuddling because you know he likes watching movies. He was obsessed with
So
Coco.
he's in heaven with Disney Plus.
Everybody's all the kids
Wait,
are
With
obsessed
Coco,
with that.
yeah, he
Then.
loved
Like,
he
look,
loved
Coco's so
he loved
cute.
Coco. You know, for Day of the Dead parade this year. He got dressed as Little Miguel,
Oh,
and
that's
I
what's up.
bought him a guitar on you know, all those people that sell stuff crossing the bridge.
Yeah.
Bought him a little guitar, vocal theme guitar, as a matter of fact, and you know he loved it. So yeah, just playing with them and you know cuddling with them is
That's
fun.
good.
You know, I think everybody likes to cuddle. And,
I have no perspective on the Coco movie because I don't know anything
Oh.
about
He
it.
doesn't
But
watch movies.
it's because I don't watch
man.
movies.
You don't watch
but anyway,
movies?
Nah, not really. Not
like
that,
you haven't seen any John Wicks, dude? Like dude, those are badass.
no, dude. I've never seen any of those. I'm just not a movie person. Like,
You get bored.
You can't sit still.
yeah, and honestly, like, I don't like to watch movies that aren't about like real life things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He likes like
but-
Saving
But
Private
I don't.
Ryan.
That's just
Oh,
me. That's
Pearl
just.
Harbor, like he
But
likes.
no, but even
Okay, well, at
those,
least those are
even
pretty
those.
Or
Yeah, but
Dumb and Dumber.
yeah, but like that's the thing.
Or how
It's-
high? I'm
it's
a
like
ghost.
it just depends, dude. Like it all depends. But like I don't find myself seeking new movies at this point. Like it's just not something that I do. So
Really,
yeah.
you know what? I've always known. You know, I'm a movie guy myself.
dude, a
I
lot
like
of
movies.
people are movie people, dude.
Like
a lot
man, you know, we can never agree on a damn movie. That's
Yeah,
probably
a lot-
that and where to eat is somewhere
that's
to,
the
or what
biggest
to watch.
conflict ever.
I'm
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
in. I'm all.
Hey, you know what that is? First world problems, bro.
Dude, I'm trying
if
to-
you have it like that, you don't have to worry about it.
I'm just trying to lay down, you know, like I like watching The Simpsons. You know, I grew up in The Simpsons. You know, my brother, my aunt, you know, my cousins. You know, they that's what I was always watching, The Simpsons in Spanish, so it's a little bit funnier too. So I'm laying down. I'm laying down in bed, you know, I'm going through, you know, I see The Simpsons, but I'm like, if I put it, she's gonna be like not upset, but she won't sit through it and watch, you know.
No,
But then she'll put on, I'll go through the Lifetime channel. She's like, wait, skirt, go
Well,
back,
dude,
go back.
no.
And I'm like, no, like,
okay,
come on.
but that's a fundamental difference, though.
That's hard.
That's a fundamental difference because,
Yeah, I
like,
got it good.
okay,
This
hold on.
doesn't fuck with
so you were watching a Lifetime movie recently?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, my mom watches Lifetime movies
Oh.
all the time.
Or the Hallmark.
Anyway,
Nah.
well, hold on. Just one thing about these Lifetime
Okay.
movies really fast
Oh,
because
no.
this
They're
shit,
intense.
dude, they trip me out. So, okay, the other day on the weekend, on Saturday, whatever day it was, she was watching some Lifetime movie, and you can tell it's a Lifetime movie
Yeah,
just
you can
by
tell.
looking
Shitty
at it.
acting.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not really
it's not that the acting's shitty. It's just
Just
like
the budget for the
it's
film.
just it's a Lifetime movie. It's
Yeah.
it's the feel of it anyway.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot of romance, like a lot of like lust, and
A
then
lot of
there's
plot
like
twists.
somebody comes out of nowhere to do
And
something
it's like,
bad.
who's that guy? Yeah,
Yeah.
who's that girl?
It's super
And they're
manipulative.
trying to like kill him. With, like,
Yeah,
poison that-
It's like it's manipulative. Like somebody's out to get someone.
Somebody has
And
so
then,
much time in their
like
hands
I
for
was
it makes
telling
it
my mom, I
weird.
was like, you know, mom, like this is actually like some pretty crazy scenarios that you're
Yeah,
seeing.
like, who comes up with these?
Like I don't see this happening in
In
like,
our life,
in general public throughout
Yeah.
like the United States. I think this is like some.
some specific
Well, obviously
shit.
it's made up, but like it's really
Alternate
detailed
universe or
and it's
something.
pretty crazy and
Twilight
like
Zone.
Well, I mean, anything's possible. I feel like every story that, at least in movies or anything, like someone somewhere has to like encountered or seen it or heard about it.
Or
For the,
know
That's
someone
what
that's
you
or
going through
how
it.
how do you come up with that? Like you're
Yeah.
just there in your
and,
desk.
and you know what? And that's what
Like,
she said to me because I tell her I was like, this isn't real life for people. Like normal people's lives aren't like this. And she's like, but for one person it was. And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, touche, I'm leaving, I'm
I'm going
out.
to the bar. I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
I'm going to go in and go to bed.
I was like, you just like,
Your mom has better class.
you just like hit me over the face with a bat, like blat, like you know what I
Like
mean?
night. nigga.
Yeah, and so that's just what it is. But yeah, that's my take on Lifetime movies. Shout out to Lifetime.
Lifetime.
So okay, so one last thing about being a dad is changing a baby's diaper the worst thing in the world?
Oh
Yes
my
or no?
God.
Actually, in personal opinion, no. My parents said when
This
I
guy
was,
don't even-
Well, hold on.
you know, when I was, you know, when I had my kid when he was barely born, you know, like I just saw my mom do it, and I was like, okay, like you know, wipe up for them, you know, put
Oh,
the
they
little
make it,
lotion so they
yeah.
don't get shaved.
They
or,
make
you
it
know,
look.
rash or
They make it
anything.
look easy.
Yeah, you know, it's. I didn't have a problem with it. You know, I
Okay.
think feeding them was a little bit more.
The harder part.
Yeah, like not harder, just like tedious. Like you have to wait there till they're done, you know, and burp them. Changing them is easy because like you could be half asleep and like you know where the wipes are, you just change them, boom, put them back to bed. You know, for the eating,
Honestly, I never thought
for
about
the,
that.
for the eating is worse because you have to wait there and watch them eat till they're done. You can't fall asleep because then you need to burp them. You can't put
Yeah,
them to
you
bed
gotta
till
make
they
sure
burp
they're
them.
safe,
Yeah.
And you know, there's
Yeah,
like, I wouldn't want to put him to bed if he wasn't burped because I'd be like, what if he like throws up on himself and he suffocates and there's
Yeah.
like between the first 3 months he can die just out of nowhere. there's a disease. I don't know what it's called, or a syndrome or whatever. Like
That's great.
they're more
Well,
susceptible.
You know what else is crazy?
well, we're doing nursery talk here on the
snap.
Conversing
okay,
with
one
Chris
thing
podcast. That was a really good way to break down like changing a baby's diaper
I
to
just
feeding
don't know
them.
if you do it.
And you know what? I appreciate you for that.
Yeah,
I'm just
no.
scared, dude. I don't like
Okay, so I
It's
had a
easier.
cousin-
It's honestly, it's easier than people.
Yeah, but I
It's the
don't-
smell. It's the smell.
Yeah, it's the
like,
smell.
I had a cousin, he farted, he threw up.
yeah.
Damn, that was that bad.
It was
Yeah,
that bad,
I
dude.
guess.
Well, there was other circumstances,
Can
but
you imagine a growing
A s-
baby's shit?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
have to plug his nose.
I'm
He don't
scared.
do it,
I'm scared.
but he's gonna have to plug his nose. That's
Well,
gonna be excruciating.
That's why I asked you the question.
it's because
I'm
it's
scared.
always look. It won't be as bad because I'll tell you this. Like your little cousins would probably be. I feel like a human fart would be worse than a baby's because of what your diet is. A baby's only
okay.
milk
Well,
to a certain point,
it's
and then
simple.
Their
veggies to a
digestive
certain
system's
point.
growing.
Well,
so the stuff
regardless, that shit's gonna smell. So
Yeah,
literally.
shit is shit, right?
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna have it rough, but we'll cross that bridge
When
when
you
we
get
get there.
Hey, I'll
So
give you any tips you need, man.
yeah, so I have some friends I can go to for some parenting
You right?
advice.
Jamie.
I do not, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know, dude. I've always just kind of like
You're gonna have to figure it out.
second,
Yeah.
Come on.
And like I said,
No, like-
there's
I don't know
no.
what to tell you.
like
There's no
I've
instructions for
like
it.
I don't know. I've always like I've never like thought about actually having a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like until it happens, you know what I mean? And I guess
Yeah.
that's when it becomes real. But it's kind of hard to like to picture myself like
With
how
the
would I
kid.
be as a dad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's different when you like hang out with your nephews and stuff or your
Oh
nieces.
yeah, because I mean, you can leave and you
Yeah,
know they're not
because-
your responsibility.
Because ultimately you're like,
Dad knows
well,
about that.
you don't really know, like you don't really have to like deal with this. So you're kind of like, it was fun, whatever, and then you're on with your life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's kind of like that's one of those things. But I don't know. I think about that from time to time. So on a lighter note,
Lighter note.
My
for
kids hardly.
well, no. I mean, just not a serious matter. You can follow my boy Joe on Facebook. Joe, what's your Facebook at?
Joe memes, JOE memes, not memes or memes.
Okay,
memes.
so let's get into this. Why is your name Joe Memes? Because obviously, when your mother, your nice, lovely mother, gave birth to you in a nice hospital somewhere, and they were like, "What do you want to name this guy?" She wasn't there like, "Hey, you know what? Let's name him Joe Memes."
Joe
So
Memes.
let's see why. How did this come to be? Why are you Joe Memes?
Joe memes. Well, I've had Facebook for a while now, since like 2008. Back when MySpace was still around. My older
Yeah.
cousin was like, "Hey, follow me on Facebook," and I was like, "Yo, what's that?" So I just made my profile, whatever, you know.
Dude, I've had Facebook
Same.
since 2006.
So I had Facebook. Oh, it's 06 is when I have it. 06, like
2006.
04, 03 or something like that.
That's like
When
the
it first
birth
started.
of
Yeah.
Facebook.
Well, yeah.
So I had it, and I always started people
and real fast, dude, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt or be rude or anything, but my MySpace page was the most lit that you could find anywhere in the Southwest.
Shut the front door.
I can guarantee that. I can log into it, show you.
You still have your access? I can't. I can't log
They
on.
actually deleted all these accounts that like
You still have yours?
No, I
Oh.
remember. it
depending
was-
on like when the last time you logged in was, they started deleting all these accounts because obviously nobody's using it
Yeah,
anymore.
I mean, I still
So-
always get it down. With
So your MySpace is probably gone along with mine.
oh, probably. I don't even.
Yours.
To be honest, I don't even remember
I'd
what
be
email what I was
activated
using.
That's a whole
Exactly.
other story.
I wouldn't even know how to get it back.
So, but yeah. Anyway, go on with your story.
So,
Sorry for interrupting
you know, more people start getting on Facebook. You know, especially after high school. That's when everybody just blew up. Facebook, though, ponte en face or family on face. You know, all my cousins, all my aunts, my grandma has a Facebook. My mom doesn't have one. My dad has one. You know, all my
Dude,
other than that-
everyone has Facebook.
everybody has a Facebook. You know, so I started sharing just a bunch of stuff I would find. You know, like because I curated my timeline to just like skinny memes from like people in the East Coast before he would hit on the West Side. And Chris, I remember Chris about 2 years. Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years or about a year. He'd always tell me like, "Hey, change your name, Chris Molina." Shout out Chris Molina. He'd always be like, "Hey, just change your name to memes. That's all you do every day. Share memes." So we made a
That's what he
bet.
told you?
We made a bet, and we were drunk, and I think I did lose. And he's like, "You're not gonna do it." So then next thing, I just I changed it to memes, and I've had it since then. Actually, I've had it since then. It's almost going on 2 years actually now, and I've had it since then. It's a little bit easier, like, oh, you're Joe Memes, like how I met Brianne, the first time I met her, she's like, oh, I have you on Facebook, you're pretty, like, you're funny. So I was like, oh, word.
So you just had him on Facebook because of his memes?
No, I had him because
Pat?
through Pat, yeah.
Through Pat, we had her through Pat.
She's like, so can I be Mrs. Memes?
Well, when I first met her, my girlfriend's so cute. When I first met her, she was with her ex-boyfriend, and I was there. I was actually there with Misa. Shout out Misa. I was there with Misa and Pat.
His name is Church.
Church.
Shout out to Church. I was there
Everybody
with
who
Church.
says his name is Misa, you don't really know him.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
So you need
gosh.
to go back
and Church.
relearn
Yeah,
everything you need. His name is Church.
It's Church, and we were there, and like we were talking about this one meme. It was I'm trying to remember what meme it was, and it was.
Bro, there's
it
been
was,
so many memes now that like you forget
it was a SpongeBob meme because I'm always like referring to
it's
SpongeBob
the-
memes.
It was when, like, running.
It was him running or something. Oh yeah, when he's running out, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna head out," and he's running, And I said some other meme related to SpongeBob, and she started laughing. She's like, "Oh, I think I know you, or I have you on Facebook." Mind you, I met her once at a tailgate that her dad had, but I never even said hi to her that day.
Shout out to Tailgates.
Shout out to David with the tailgates.
Right.
And
Uniting
she's like, "Oh, I have you,"
couples.
and I was like, "Oh, who are you?" So she's like, "You're Joe Memes, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's me."
He did not say that. He actually said he
Wait, did you ask him if he was Joe Memes?
Yeah, she's like, "I have you on Facebook.
No, I
Is your
was
name
like-
Joe Memes?" I was like, "Yeah, it is Joe Memes."
Yeah,
But I didn't know who she was.
Mr. Memes.
I didn't know who she was. It's Meme Lord. So so I was like, "Who is this girl?" Right?
Meme
So I
Lord.
went back to my profile and I was like, "Damn, she's hot, right?" She's
Damn.
hot. I was like, "Damn!" Like I didn't know it was a girl whose like pictures I was liking.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I
Oh.
didn't know who it was. I knew her on Facebook, but I didn't like.
Yeah, you didn't. You
I didn't know she was that
Facebook
pretty.
person.
Like for real, for real. That
So-
was just a filter.
so
So is this a catfish?
I actually look like my picture.
Yeah, you do.
But
You're
that's what
pretty.
it is on the internet. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't always trust the internet.
Nah.
We've all learned that, right?
Right.
We can all say, yeah, we've learned that. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful.
I mean,
picture
it's
and then
2020.
the
If you
person-
haven't learned that you can't trust the internet by
There's
now,
a whole
then-
show named Catfish after dumbass people.
You know what I mean? I can't help
Like you really were
I
talking to
cannot-
Chris Brown? Seriously?
I
Yeah,
cannot,
exactly.
dude. I cannot help you with that. If it's 2020 and you haven't realized that the internet can be wrong sometimes, or that it's not always what it seems to be. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's we've had the internet how long now?
Since I can't remember.
Like 15? No,
Honestly,
I would say like
80s,
25 years
you
almost.
should know this.
And like the internet is progressing at like a super fast rate, and it's just crazy. And like memes are like a fucking thing now.
Yeah, memes. There's
Like-
there's some university I forgot where they actually have
They teach you
a
how to make
degree
memes.
But
on
being
degree on
hooked
the
up has
meme.
also changed
Wow.
the game of technology because before
Dude,
you could use the
well-
internet at home. Now you can use the internet from your
well,
phone.
now the internet surrounds you. Like
That's what I'm saying.
it engulfs your life. Like the other day. Well, okay, so look at this, dude. So I'm taking a graphic design class at UTEP,
Okay.
and on my Google account on my Mac, I typed in Adobe Photoshop for a program. Right? I was looking to purchase one. Dude, I opened my Instagram and nothing but Adobe Shop apps,
Oh,
bro,
'cause they're
started
just-
popping up because they,
it's
dude,
algorithm. That
yeah,
just,
they already know where you're at, dude.
yeah.
They're like, oh, that's what
They're
you're
like,
searching?
all right, oh, he was looking on
Yes.
flights. Let me drill his ass on flights
Exactly.
to like
to Cancun. and-
So yeah, like
Yeah.
are they like listening to me? Like I'm planning a trip to go visit Chris, my best friend Chris, in Oregon around March.
oh,
so I looked it up.
real fast. You see, Chris, another person that dates my cousin.
You see, it's something.
You
It's
see?
something going on.
I'm
Really?
just, yeah.
Yeah.
He's married to Pat's sister, Amanda.
Amanda.
My best friend,
that's
and
the
I met
best
him.
friend.
That was my first friend I met in
See?
Roberts. We
Okay.
split up, and I met him again.
Now-
in
yeah,
high
yeah,
school, I've known him since 2000,
Everybody dates my cousin.
2001, I
I
think.
know.
I was already here when 9/11 happened. 2001 is when I first met Chris. So the year before, the year after, give or take.
Yeah.
Do the math on that. I'm almost
It's a
going on
long
20
time.
years.
Okay,
I know Chris.
so you're planning this trip. You search for flights,
For
and then
flights too.
automatically.
Yeah, right. And then that was at night. We were going to bed and we were looking at flights. And then the next morning, before I went into work, I was looking at my timeline on Facebook, and it was just like Expedia, like Kayak, is just low rates too.
They're
Oregon.
like book now, $199.
Yeah,
Cancun,
like-
all exclusive, 3 nights.
Yeah. Like I'm like, damn, they real me
You're-
real quick.
Dude, you're already packed.
I was
Shit,
like,
Cancun now?
leaves,
You're
but it's
whoa.
like, but it'd be some whack dates. Like you have to leave like
yeah, it's
2
random.
days from tomorrow at 3:00. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
So, I wouldn't put it past that all these apps are probably listening to you,
They are.
which I'm sure they are, but
Uh-huh.
I think also what it is like if you just search this one thing, it's gonna like put it on all your devices. It knows like
Or all your
You know what I mean?
accounts,
All
or
your
social
accounts.
media.
across social media, you know what I mean? Like from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram, like from your Yahoo Mail to like everything. dude.
You get
It's
all your
linked
spam.
up.
It's just
Yep.
like
It's
cheap
crazy,
flights here
dude.
and there.
But I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. So real fast, I just want to ask you if you had a favorite meme, which one would it be? We'll go around the table here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Start with everyone else because I
No,
mean,
I don't even know.
Okay,
Yeah.
my favorite.
there's some good. There's some good
well,
ones.
okay, so like my favorite meme is the SpongeBob "I'm out" meme, where he's just he pulls up out the chair because you can
Let me
use
look
that
it
one.
up.
Yeah, you can use that one in so many ways. So that's my number
Famous
one.
memes. Let me
What?
get on Facebook real quick.
I mean, there's a lot, dude. And I was actually
Okay,
looking
but
through-
we're going real fast. Number one, if the one that just comes in
Okay,
your
I got
head,
one.
the one that
Yeah.
just comes in your head. Which
I
one?
like the Rihanna hair flip. Like she just channels an inner confidence that I just laugh.
Okay,
There's a lot.
Brianne, real
Flip that
fast.
shit. She just flick her wrist. You know what I mean?
I
She's
don't even.
look at that shit.
I can't even think of
And
one
it's
off the top of
perfect.
my
You can
head.
put it in a
You
lot
can't
of
think of
scenarios.
one meme.
No.
You know, I would have to say, you know, I can't narrow
You're
it
supposed
down.
to be the meme lord.
I am. It's just I have so many. Like,
Ah.
Just
I mean,
one,
Good
dude. The
answer.
one the first one off the top of your head.
The
If somebody,
first one-
if an alien landed here from Mars and was like,
Oh,
show me,
that's 'cause-
show me,
Life or death.
show me
Plus
the
one.
first meme that comes to your head. Which one is it?
all right, you know, like off the top, just because I love SpongeBob, it'd be the I'm the Dirty Dan, where he's with the cowboy hat, or the one where he's mocking, because I use that in every live.
Yeah.
I can use that for
Yeah.
and that's
The-
my beautiful
the walk-
girlfriend. I use it for everything. I can
Yeah,
use
the
it.
walking one that's essential. To the
Where
memes.
like he looks like, you know, like he's a chicken, you know, like I can use that when I'm mad, when I'm angry, when I'm happy, you know, when I'm being
Yeah.
sarcastic. It just
That's
fits
what
everything.
meme's good when it's so universal.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's what gives it its life. You could put it in so many situations and it makes
And it
somebody
still
laugh.
works. It still works.
Yes.
Definitely.
It makes sense.
Yeah, dude. Like I think the one that they really utilized well was the screaming lady and the cat.
Yeah.
Like that one was,
It just
like,
go with everything.
dude.
put everything
You
on
can
it.
put like everything on there, and then like
It still works.
it all makes sense. Number one, it's all funny. Number two, and then it's like it's perfect. It's like the perfect meme that somebody created somewhere.
What's a real thing? I mean, it was from an episode of like some ghetto show.
Wait, it's the real thing.
It's a real thing. It comes out in an episode.
I thought
about
it was just like
that meme and cat meme.
Photoshop together.
Oh no, it's from a show. It's about I guess this girl that's yelling, and I don't know the backstory on it, but I think the girl catches her boyfriend cheating or whatever. It's a
Okay.
reality show on Oxygen or whatever. I
Oxygen.
just made that up.
They're still making shows on
I
Oxygen
guess.
right now. Wow.
And you know, the
Breaking
cat,
news.
You know, the cat is real. I think the cat has its own Instagram page or whatever. You know,
Well, that doesn't
like-
surprise me. A lot of people have
my cousin has an
Instagram
Instagram
pages
for
for their
pugs.
pets. I'm
You
like,
know, these ugly ass pugs.
I'm like, what? Like,
love
I do not see.
pugs.
I don't see the
Pugs.
point in that. But whatever.
But yeah,
I guess.
his name is Bob. You know, and like I don't know if
Hey,
you've seen
Bob
the
the
memes.
Bulldog. Follow him at my IG, baby.
Oh, you've ever seen the meme where it's a
Catch
Mexican
me.
meme? It's a meme in Spanish. I think the ones in Spanish are, you know, classic and they hold their own weight. But it's you know, there's people that look like pugs. All right, so like it's a meme. It's a picture of the family that says, "Oh, me gustan tus pugs," and then like the mom responds, "Son mis hijos, pendejo." You know, like that's classic. You're like, that's hilarious. And they straight look like pugs.
Yeah, dude. The meme culture is like crazy. They like, I can't even like put a timestamp on when I started seeing memes.
Well, there's a thing on the evolution of memes. You know,
Like,
was those
because
things-
I could remember they started as like a
Just
basic,
drawings.
yeah, something super basic, and then now for everything, literally, there's a meme. I already saw a meme about Eli Manning retiring, So that's like that just happened like a few hours ago, and
Memes remind me of
there's already memes like they already like they didn't need any time. They're
And
that
what's
quick to
crazy
ask.
that the internet will laugh at anything, whether it's sometimes it's kind of messed up, in like bad moral way, but it's like there's a picture of the crying Jordan face. It's like there could be a meteor headed to Earth, and they'll put a crying Jordan on Earth.
Dude, like those World War III memes that were coming out.
Some of those were
Some
good.
of those.
So bad.
Some of those were good.
Yeah.
Dude, like
we all going ahead.
like one of the ones for sure that I remember was it's like World War III starts and then the USA starts drafting people and then it says something about being ineligible because you're a retard.
Yeah.
And then it's
We'll
just
take you to-
some one guy and he's like, yeah, I'm actually like I'm just completely stupid. He's just like I'm not down. Like, you know what I mean? They had some good ones for the World War III memes. Like, I was surprised.
And it's
actually.
crazy how quick a big major event happens in the world, and
then boom,
the meme flow changes to that.
You got memes coming out left and right, like just like that.
Like the Nick Cannon one was pretty good. Like all the Nick Cannons.
All the Nick Cannon ones.
And
because he goes at Eminem, which I don't know why you would ever do
that.
Dude,
that's just like
Or like
my.
Baby Yoda.
Or the Baby Yoda just exploded.
Well, the Baby Yoda's still rolling.
Yeah,
Dude.
that was like my favorite.
That one is still going. Dude.
But she doesn't even like Star Wars, so it's like
I don't
either.
No,
but
but
I appreciate it.
But no,
Baby
so
Yoda is so fucking cute.
okay, but the thing is like, it doesn't even matter if you know what Star Wars is.
Yeah,
because like it's just this little character, and you're like,
it's
oh.
cute. It's like cute, like a baby. Like, yo, I want that.
Dude, because like when you see memes and it's like, I'm gonna tell my kid this was so and so.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that was a good one too.
Yes,
that was a good one too.
Dude, in the future, you will be able to tell somebody this was so and so.
Yeah.
And literally, they'll believe it, and you can even pull up this shit on the internet and be like, look, you know what I mean?
And like for example, like a perfect one. I don't know, you know Pauly D, right, from Jersey Shore. How he has his hair, right?
Yes.
So he has a guy McLovin. He has a guy from McLovin, the actor, has his hair the same way as Pauly D, and I could be like, hey, this is Pauly D.
Yeah, exactly. And they're gonna be like,
people would be gullible,
wow.
not because they're dumb, because they don't know.
No,
they don't know who the person
Yes,
is.
it's going to be so far in the past that they have no recollection of it or no reference of it. And then, yeah, dude, it's going to be one of those things where you could just say, this is so-and-so, and people will believe it. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up our meme talk. We're going to take one more break. Joe's going to come back for one more segment. We'll talk some Eli Manning retiring. We'll talk a little bit about this Aaron Hernandez Netflix documentary, and we'll preview the Super Bowl, and we'll close out the pod. So we'll be right back, guys. Conversing with Chris, rewind. All right, guys. Hey, come on. We're doing a podcast here.
Calm down, Carly.
What's up? Just barking everywhere. Christ. So let me set the scene for you guys. We are at a secret location with dogs and a microphone and a laptop, and we're enjoying the nice day, and we're outside, and it's beautiful, and we're just talking. We're talking podcast here, bro. So, all right, guys, we're back from our break. This is going to be the last segment of the Conversing with Chris podcast, episode 12, featuring Joe Memes. Remember, guys, you can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor. Hit us up on Facebook at the Conversing with Chris podcast page. Make sure you give a like, share, subscribe. All your support is really appreciated, so I do appreciate that. Joe, thanks again for being on the podcast with me. How are you liking it? How are you liking it so far, dude?
I like it, dude. This is fun. We should get together maybe once a month and do some, because I mean this is fun. I'm trying to get Brianna on this because I feel like she has everybody has their own mind, their own. She's a little shy. She looks like she's mean, but you know what? She's a sweetheart. But no, I feel like she should get on one too. Share her
talk, but
expressions on how she feels about certain things.
Easier to talk to a girl,
So wait, you're gonna have a all girls podcast? Wow.
Or like the guys featuring the girls,
Oh, yeah.
And we can have them really like the time, like today's.
I think Brianne's just super shy.
I am super shy.
She's like, she doesn't even know what to
I'm
say.
not even gonna lie, like I am.
It's okay. I mean,
But once you get to know me, shit, I talk.
She talks. Hey, sometimes I'm like, Brianna, it's 10 o'clock. She's like in my ear. She's all up in my ear. I'm trying to sleep, right? I had a long day. She's like, hey, baby. I'm like, God damn it, Brianna.
bro,
Go to bed.
honestly, all girls can talk, bro. They
Oh,
can,
no, they can.
bro,
she can
girls,
chatter.
girls will talk your head off.
Oh,
bro.
especially when she's got some tea for me. I'm like, oh, and then what happened, you know? She tried to tell me. She
And
tried to
then
tell
he
me
said
how
what?
they pissed her off at
Dude,
work.
If some, yeah,
But she was a problem, you know.
Well-
I'm trying not to get any smoke, so I'm like, I don't tell her it's her problem. It's
No,
her
yeah,
fault.
No, yeah. Well, the first thing, anytime there's a problem elsewhere, you're gonna hear like, you know, you're gonna get some just yapping going on for a while, and you just gotta realize that it's just one of the things that happens. But anyway, so yeah, anytime a girl says I'm shy or I don't talk, I'm like, you liar. Because I know.
She loves to talk. You know?
I know you
love
can talk.
talking to her.
Yeah, so it's situational. But
But
anyway,
I'm honest.
She's really blunt, so she'll tell you what's up, how it is.
so today actually some breaking news out of the NFL. Eli Manning retired. So
Number 10.
number 10, the Giants GOAT. What do you think? What are you going to remember about Eli Manning? Obviously, everyone's going to remember him being able to beat the Patriots.
The Patriots, yeah.
The
That's his most
undefeated
memorable.
Patriots team.
Twice.
Unforgettable games. The way that those Super Bowls went down. Other than that, what do you think? What's your assessment on Eli Manning retiring?
I mean, it's the Giants are going to take a huge blow. I mean, I think he's kind of been on the downhill for maybe a few seasons. What I'm saying, like 2-3 seasons maybe. He's been sucking it up.
Yeah, he's been a non-consistent starter for like the last 3 years.
And
for sure.
I feel like I'm glad for him that now that he kind of realized like I'm done. The game's been kind to me. He's got 2 rings. He's not going to be as big as Peyton in my book.
He's got more rings than Peyton though.
He's got what, 1 more, 2
Yep.
more,
Yep,
or 1 more, right?
He's got 1 more, but Peyton, people can argue
Peyton's better. I think Peyton's better in my book.
not that he's better, but Peyton's ring came just from being on that Broncos team. Peyton at that point, remember, he couldn't even move his neck. He was being held together by surgeries, so it wasn't the same Peyton Manning that you had seen in
Indianapolis.
Yeah, with the Colts. Eli, I would say, in the biggest games was just you couldn't stop him, man.
He was clutch.
He was super clutch. He showed you why, they had thought so highly of him when they drafted him so early back in the day. The Chargers actually drafted him, and then they traded him to New York
Giants.
because he didn't want to go to San Diego. So I think his biggest thing is going to be that, he prevented the Patriots from getting 2 more Super Bowls from what they already have. So imagine
they're at 5 or 6.
They're at 6.
They're at 6. Those
Yeah.
assholes.
So imagine if they had 1, 2 more, they would be at 8 right now. It's
They'd be leading.
They'd be leading by
By
multiple Super Bowls at that point.
multiple, yeah.
So thank you, Eli Manning, for that. Shout out to you.
He was kind of ugly. I just want to say that. I don't know why I thought Peyton Manning was the face of
Well, Eli Manning is going to be on SportsCenter or somewhere. He's going to be on a game day show or something for sure.
He's doing something.
Yeah, he's doing some media after this. It just all depends on where he wants to go. But for sure, people are going to be trying to get him, to be a broadcaster, an analyst.
He knows the game.
Yeah, he knows the game in and out, just like Tony Romo. So you see how well he's been doing with CBS.
They've offered him. I was reading.
Well,
they offered
ESPN
him,
was trying to get him.
They offered him a big check.
They offered him a lot of money.
To be.
But that's just the value of these analysts, the guys who have actually played, and the ones who have played recently, that just played 1 or 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Compared to
because all the rules, everything, the game changes.
Yeah, compared to someone like Steve Young.
Young.
He hasn't been playing for years, so things are different from the aspect you would get from a Tony Romo who's 2 or 3 years fresh out the league, or Eli Manning 1 year out the league. There's value in that. So
do you think he'll be a broadcaster? Because who else retired this year? The guy for the Colts as well.
Well, yeah, but Andrew Luck is different. He's
still a kid.
Yeah, and
still a baby.
I think he still might come back to the NFL, maybe.
I don't, unless he pulls an MC Hammer and just blows his cash.
But Eli is he's already had his run. You know what I mean?
Oh no, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. and you'll probably see him on CBS or Fox Sports somewhere doing some either a play-by-play or just an analyst somewhere. Now that we're talking about football, did you guys see that Aaron Hernandez Netflix documentary that just came out a while ago?
I haven't finished it. I have the last part.
Two.
Yeah, Brianna and I have seen the first two episodes.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, neither.
It's sad just because
it is kind of sad.
it's really sad because this guy had everything going for him. I feel like he could have done great things. He did go to the Super Bowl with the Patriots when they lost to
the Giants.
To Manning.
Yeah.
He scored a touchdown.
Yep.
I think one of the only 2 touchdowns that were scored that day for the Patriots. He had just got offered a $40 million contract for 5 years. But according to I feel like that documentary, I feel like it's not being completely truthful. It came out that he was gay.
Well, a lot of it is
he say, she say, he can't defend himself.
Well, I don't know if that's the most factual documentary that Netflix could have made.
I just feel
because I've seen
they're going to be due diligence
prior to this documentary, I've seen another
documentary.
documentary on Aaron Hernandez that they didn't even mention the fact that he was gay at all, and it kind of focused more on the facts. Because this guy, he actually did murder people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, he was acquitted of the first 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
he was,
he was
already in trial for killing.
He was in hot water.
His sister's
boyfriend or fiance or whatever.
His girlfriend's sister's fiance or boyfriend.
It was his fiance's sister's boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah. So. Why he did it, I feel like this documentary doesn't really focus at all on the CTE, on the brain injury.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to understand. Why?
There has a lot of accountability.
Why is it who cares that he was gay?
Exactly. Why is that such a big point? Oh, he was a good football player, but gay one.
And that's what he mainly talks about.
He was a excellent football player, but he was a gay one. He was a good receiver, but he was a gay one. He was a criminal killer, but a gay one. Why was that the center of the? I feel like that was the center of the. It angered me. The center of the documentary.
That's what I'm saying. I think documentaries are really difficult, whether the person is alive or dead. But even when they're passed, it's even harder.
It's harder because we'll never know.
And then you also have to look at who's making the documentary.
Well, okay, who, of course.
You know what I mean? And
that's going to
are they making this documentary in a way that they're going to try to portray a certain point of view about the person? And that's what they're doing.
And that's what they did,
A monster like Netflix, when they have the viewing that they have and the ability to persuade even just a little bit, because it's cinema. How can you not like cinema, and how can you not fall into that,
Yeah.
So when that influence changes the perceptions of stories, that takes away from stories in itself. It happens in history all the time, but documentaries, I feel like, are just so difficult. It's hard to do the due diligence to everyone involved.
Yeah, no, and I feel
facts
like he
matter. Facts matter.
He didn't get the full side. I wish he was still alive. I wish he would have killed himself.
Yeah.
There's some things that don't add up. On the phone he sounded like he wanted to go home. He wanted to do right by his daughter, by his wife, by his mom.
Well,
but another thing that because personally I believe he just his CTE was probably more aggressive than anybody ever realized.
Oh no, there was actually.
And so when you say something like, "Oh, he sounded like he wanted to do this," well, I'm sure at the moment, but with CTE would come all these bipolar disorders, all the switching of emotions from moment to moment.
Exactly.
I think on the phone you could say one thing.
Your problem solving's compromised.
Yeah, you could say one thing on the phone, but when you're all alone, everything changes.
I was reading something about some article, some post I was shared about how they did a case study of somewhere up in the mid hundreds of cases of CTE on ex-football players.
Yeah, because what's happening is that there's these medical groups that when football players die, they'll go and they'll ask for the rights to study their brain.
Yeah,
and see is this CTE thing actually real, or is it just
And
some? You know what I mean? But from what they've been seeing, is yes, the CTE
it's a
is
real thing, and
actually
it does happen. And
super
according
real.
to this fact, I don't know how true it is. You know, like you said, don't believe everything you read on
Yeah,
YouTube.
don't
But
believe
something that
everything
stood
on
out
the
was
internet.
that
That's why we have to research it.
what about his CTE study was that it was probably one of the worst ones out of all the hundreds that they had studied. You know, so it makes sense why how somebody would be doing those things, dude. How it just mind baffles me. And how do you get offered a 5-year $4 million? That's about $8 million a year, a contract, and you decided to piss it away by shooting someone. Something must have happened, with him that triggered him to be in a psychosis where he wasn't thinking.
Yeah,
Like
it was all impulse driven.
and apparently to the documentary, he had killed someone, two kids or two dudes in Boston, and a year later he got offered. He played the whole year professional football during the season after that, and he got offered $40 million. How like, was he a killer already? He got acquitted of those charges, but
well, I would say he had definitely
he had already popped someone.
he had played NFL football
as
somebody who had probably committed at least one
Ray
murder,
Lewis.
I would say. Yes, similar. Well, not similar, but
Ray Lewis he got
Ray
acquitted.
Lewis style, I guess.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows.
But Ray Lewis is a straight gangster.
Yeah, but that's also the thing is like, I think the NFL tries to cover a lot of this shit up because they don't want this affecting
Their
product.
money.
They don't want on Sunday
Their image.
people not to be watching because, hey, number 55, the linebacker that
54
just
now.
made that tackle,
Was
he
shots
might have shot his sister's boyfriend because they got in an argument. So obviously the NFL doesn't want that kind of PR.
Don't you think the
Money
NFL had
drives
something to
character.
do
Well,
with,
that's what I'm saying. So
with Netflix? Not,
yes. So if you're thinking about it, right, these guys want to make a Netflix documentary on
the NFL.
and that was the air quotes, Netflix documentary on Aaron Hernandez,
Mhm.
right? So the NFL, if they know this, they're going to be like, hey, Netflix,
Here's some cash. but-
here's like $20 million. You kind of spin it this way.
yeah.
Don't pay so much attention to how the game could have made him this way and how the violence of football and the brutality of it, how it could all have possibly affected his brain, and that may have caused all this. Don't do that.
No, and I saw
Don't
that
do
on
that.
post.
So here's this.
Put it on that he was gay.
He's gay.
there you go.
There you go. Now
And
what?
I
Now it
finished,
changes everything.
I haven't finished the whole docuseries. It's 3 episodes. I've read from what I've read. Spoiler on the last episode, the last like 5-10 minutes, they focus on, like it could have been this, but we probably don't think so. We think because he was this gay football player who was extremely talented, but decided to piss it off on smoking because they like made a big deal on he was smoking marijuana.
Oh yeah,
And like that he
'cause-
used Black and Miles to roll the blunt. But damn well everyone who's ever even partaken in that is, why are you going to use a Black and Mild wrap
Yeah, seriously.
for a blunt?
I don't think. I don't.
It's
yeah,
just white. It's these white people doing this that don't know, and they're like, "Oh, Black
Black-
and Mild is black people." And they like use it, like completely stereotypical.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
Doesn't add up,
Systematic
But
racism is a real thing, and it's been around for a long time.
and it'll never go away.
Well, and it matters in the sense that more often than not, minorities just go through so much worse, and it's like for capitalism to fuck up morals the way that it does every single day, it's pretty sickening.
yeah, for real. I mean,
Especially if you're a minority.
yeah, for sure. I think the NFL definitely influenced the producing of that documentary. They had to.
definitely.
There's no other way. Because if you're gonna do an honest documentary, one of the first things you would be like, okay, hold up, was this guy so messed up because of football that all this is kind of like repercussions because of what he went through? And obviously, the NFL is not going to want you to focus on like how that could potentially be any one of these guys who's out there playing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and it's real because it happens to wrestlers.
It happens to. Well, I mean, I think there's also a relation between CTE and PTSD. So that happens also in military people. And people they get a form of CTE because being under this sort of distress,
Pressure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like their brain is getting damaged in other ways. They're not getting pounded physically, but it's still damaging their brain.
Mentally.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine being out, getting shot at, seeing crazy stuff, it scars you. But I mean, you can get PTSD from almost any traumatic event or occurrence.
Yeah, you can get
from an accident. You're scared to drive.
Yeah, PTSD. So there's obviously,
distress.
None of us are fucking neurosciences here.
Oh no!
But
I do have my degree from Harvard. No,
in a little while.
Hey,
but you know what? Okay, the crazy thing.
But there has to be levels of it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The thing about PTSD is there's two main components that are going on in your brain. Your hippocampus and your amygdala, and your amygdala's main job is to keep you safe. So flight or fight is ignited within that part of your brain.
Yeah, flight or fight.
So when you go into distress and the body's like, yo, something's up, something's wrong, the amygdala hijacks the brain and communication is done because its job is priority, so it takes over. And so that moment in time of distress doesn't make it to the hippocampus. Hippocampus is your long-term memory, but is also where you create new memories. So it's like if you go through this moment and it never went to the hippocampus, that's why soldiers, when they hear those noises, biologically, their mind hears that noise and correlates it, and that's it. But that moment in time 10 years ago technically never happened to them because communication failed, right?
Yeah.
Amygdala is doing its job. The hippocampus didn't get that memory. So they relive it. That's what's fucking excruciating about the PTSD. Is that people relive moments over and over and over again.
Because it never got completely transferred from
so you have to
to
create
another.
new memories. You have to, there's a lot that goes into it, but PTSD is very disheartening because it takes a lot, but then it leads to a lot of other fucked up shit. And mental illness and the
dementia
brain.
And all that.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to break down mental health here on the Conversing with Chris podcast. We're getting pretty deep in it.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
I just got my degree right there.
No.
That's what you just said.
No.
I was like, the heck of what?
This is something that she's been studying. So
yeah, I've been
okay,
studying all this stuff, and but this one in specifically, I had done a project, so I got very in depth with it.
And that's a good explanation because I'm sure if somebody else tried to explain it, I'd be like, the what?
The what?
Huh?
The hippo where?
The huh?
Well,
Hippopotamus?
There's a
Like,
lot
back it up
more
real
that
quick.
goes into it. There's so much more, but that it's crazy because then I think about like when I was studying it in the aspect of children, and then you think if you have kids that are going through this shit and they become young adults and that stuff stays with them, that residual just kind of baggage just doesn't go away, well then it leads and manifests into other things, and you have these people that become young adults, and then you have these adults in the world
walking around with all this distress.
And you check into the doctor for your body, but we don't check into doctors for our brain.
Yeah.
You're taught to be fit and you're taught to take care of your body because your body gets you everywhere. So it's a priority, in my opinion. People think of it more of a priority than the brain, but without the brain, you'd be nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of organs that we need but the brain runs everything and decision making. And well, it's true if you have an underdeveloped brain because you have children who are constantly put under distress and they're constantly being put in these situations. Well, now they don't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Soldiers don't know what's real and what's not because their reality is altered, and not even in like a weird way, in a literal biological way. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Damn.
He's speechless.
Right? Yeah. And it's true. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense.
There's a lot more.
So we broke down some neurology on the Conversing with Chris podcast here. So if there's any neurologists out there listening, feel free to come on and we'll chop it up.
Anything I can explain better, or anything I should have said, or worded wrong, hit me up.
I think you did a great job right there.
Yeah,
that was
I feel
good.
like I should go get my degree right now. That was like a thesis she was talking about. I was like,
he's like, I think I have PTSD.
I think I have PTSD.
He's like, now that you're explaining
now that you're explaining it, you can take me to the doctor.
This might be why my life is this way. Some PTSD.
It's important to
mental health is important.
Exactly.
I had a I had a brother, you know, he killed himself. His anniversary is coming up on tomorrow, actually, and my mom's birthday.
What?
Shout out to my mom, January 23rd.
Wait, so your
Wow.
wait, hold on. Your older brother?
Yeah, killed himself
He killed
on
himself.
my mom's birthday, which is January 23rd, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I call my mom today. You know, my mom doesn't cry anymore. You know, she's a trooper. She's really religious. So, you know, whatever helps
Yeah.
her get, you
You're
know,
a faith guy.
she doesn't. Yeah, you know, so that's kept her strong. Kept my dad strong. You know, and yeah, we were 9 years apart. Or 10 years apart. I was 14 when
So
he
your
died. He was
older
24.
brother.
He
Yeah.
was 24. You know, right now he'd be 38, hitting 40. He didn't have any kids. You know, he was young. He was 24. You know, so
But it's still young.
yeah, I was super young. You know, that's super young. I actually just remember that. So yeah, shout out to my brother Adrian Murillo. And you know, my mom's birthday is tomorrow, which you know, at first it was really rough, but now she's like, it's a regular birthday. It feels normal again.
Dates
No,
are
after-
crazy. Some people fuck with them. Some people don't.
Some
Like,
people, yeah, some dates.
You know, like
That's-
Christmas.
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know somebody who just doesn't fuck with Christmas. You know, and at first you're kind of like, why? Like it's Christmas, you
Yeah.
know. But everything happens to certain people at different times. Like just because it's Christmas doesn't mean life's gonna be like, oh wait, hold up. You know, it just doesn't
It's
choose
Christmas.
to function like that.
Yeah,
you know,
like you're,
it's gonna come when it's ready for you, and that's it.
yeah.
And so, you know, once the person explained why, well, of course it made sense, but it's crazy how you can feel some type of way about,
A certain date.
yeah,
A certain
exactly,
day, you know?
like birthdays and such like that, because that is hard. You want to celebrate their life, but then,
Yeah,
The
there's
tragedy is
the
hard.
tragedy, yeah.
the pain is hard. I
It's like
can't
Christmas
imagine.
was rough for me for about 2 years. You know, my grandpa died before my kid was born. Took that pretty hard. But, you know,
'Cause
now
you hope they
Christmas
meet
is...
your kid.
Then you got
That's-
a blessing.
That's it. Yeah, I got a blessing. You know, my grandma, his wife, my grandma. You know, shout out my grandma, love of my life. Little lady knows me best. You know, told me, you know,
She
when we got
raised your
closer to-
ass?
Yeah, she raised my ass. Just I feel like everybody's grandma did. You know,
Yeah.
the second
For
mom.
real.
You know, she always told me when a door closes, a door opens. You know, and every time there's been a death, I hate to say it, but there's always been a a birth within the year or two. You know, and my kid's middle name is Adrian. Actually, his full name is William Adrian.
That's so
I picked the name himself. You know, it's a cute name. You know, I wanted him to have a strong name growing up. You
That
know,
is a strong
not like this Joe, Joe Mama out of here.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
You get
Seriously?
you
Or
get Joe
anything,
Mama
you know,
to death,
like,
bro.
you know, like,
For real.
but my real name is Jose.
Yeah.
Josefina. You know, my mom
That's
calls me,
true.
but
What's your middle name?
Ignacio.
Ay, way.
Nice.
That's my dad's name.
Babe.
Hey, Nacho Libre, right?
Hey.
You know, I used to hate it in middle school. You know, I would hate people knowing my middle name. You know,
Ignacio's
I-
a strong Hispanic
it's
name.
Ignacio, yeah, it's strong. It's like a
Yeah.
William, you know.
It's like a Guadalupe, but for men.
Yeah, or Maria for men, you know.
Ignacio's a little more.
Yeah, you know, like damn, you Mexican, you Mexican,
Like,
you
bro,
Mexican.
Ignacio?
But you know what
Okay.
the shitty name is in
Okay.
English? Ignatius, no mames.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
it's
Ignatius,
one of, like-
I'm
it's
a
one of-
right?
It's one of the ones that you can't translate.
I'm
to
an Ignatius
English.
blood. I don't know, dude. Yeah, you Ignate. Now, no, I've never liked it. I've accepted it as I've grown older.
It's okay.
But
man.
my little
Name's
boys,
a big part of identity.
it is, you know, and
It
I feel
is.
like my middle. I paid homage to my brother naming my kid Adrian. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget because his name is William or Will.I.am. You know, like my parents are always like William. You know, I always call him
Will.I.am.
William, always full name. You know,
Will.I.am is
until
cool.
you get used to it. You know, Will.I.am
That
would be his
is.
nickname. But William, you know, when he gets older, hey, my name is William. It's a strong name. You know, kind of help him out. You know, he's gonna be bilingual.
Well, I think you could also just drop the.
Being bilingual
I'm
is
Will.
clutch.
You know what I mean?
Will.
I like that about my name. I could be Christopher. I could be Chris. Who do you want to chill with today? You know what I mean? Like it's like,
I like
you
your
could be
middle
two
name.
different people.
Paul.
You know what I mean?
Paul.
So that's what's up, dude. Let's go ahead and wrap up this podcast. We've done a good amount. We've already done about an hour and a half.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this space with us, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you
yeah.
for coming through. Thank you
Thank you for
for
having me.
chilling with us. Brianne, thank you
for
for
the
rolling
beers.
through.
Letting me there.
Um,
I didn't think she would want to. You know.
I'm glad you
so,
came.
you know, I love that. You know, like I can
I'm
take her
very
everywhere
glad.
with me. You know, if she wants to go everywhere with me. She doesn't have to. You know, I don't feel like I'm forcing her,
that's
but
cool.
you know, she likes.
Oh,
you know,
I see what you mean. Yeah, that companionship.
She likes
is cool.
following me around, and you know, I like doing the same. I like doing the same too. Like, where are you going? She's like,
What
well,
have
I'm
you-
going too. You know, like, yeah, you know, it's
companionship.
yeah, I love her presence. I love her death, and she does a lot for me. So
Don't worry.
Who wouldn't want-
people
who
talk
wouldn't
shit to
want
Chris
somebody-
and I too. No.
it's okay because like as you get older, you realize like you put your priorities. Like I'm not gonna
Friends
put
are
a
cool,
friend
of
over
course,
her.
Yeah, friends are cool, of course.
Like,
No one's
you know,
denying that important
but friends should
part,
know
but
their
they're
place.
different.
They
Yeah,
should know their
they're
place
different
too.
than a
Like
partner.
Chris or Pat wouldn't put me in a predicament or in a situation where they're gonna get their feelings hurt. Because at the end of the day, is who's feeding me, who's sleeping next to me,
Yeah,
who's
got my
carrying me
back.
when I'm sick. They are,
Yeah.
So like
Damn.
you should,
Maybe we should do relationship advice podcast with Joe next time.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we should do it
Because we did it with Pat, but Pat was like he
Pat's like, I'm just trying to get with the girls.
no, Pat had no relationship advice.
Well, no, I don't think I've ever seen him. Sorry, Pat.
Sorry, Pat.
I don't think I've ever seen
love
him.
you.
We're about to roast you, bro, but sorry. In all due respect, Pat.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, I mean,
Family
it was just funny because we did try relationship
Ass.
advice, and he couldn't do anything.
He's like, don't be silly, wrap your word.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, he didn't even give. Well, I'm not gonna hate on him completely, 'cause, you know what I mean? But Pat, come on, bro, I was expecting more from you. But anyway, dude, like I said, thank you again for being on the
Thank you for having
podcast.
us. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you spending your time with me on a weeknight. That means a lot. Brianne, thank you for coming through as well. Got to get a little bit more unshy, but that will come with time.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, guys, this was Conversing with Chris, the podcast, episode number 12. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, the Anchor app, Google Podcasts. Check out the Facebook page at Conversing with Chris, the podcast. Thank you guys for your support, and we are out.